Well, howdy folks. Oh my goodness, it has been a while. Hi, how are you doing? It's me, Marta, on the Maddfuzzy Podcast and Maddfuzzy Yarns, bringing you another wonderful episode of the Maddfuzzy Podcast. If you're new, this here's my podcast all about knitting and sometimes spinning. Recently, I have not done any spinning, but I do hand-dye yarn. So if you are interested in Maddfuzzy as a yarn company, it's 100% Maine-made yarn. Check that out on Etsy. Link is down with my show notes down in the bottom description bar, so check that out. I try to link to everything I talk about on this show down below. So welcome back. If you're a longtime viewer, you know how long it has been. You also notice new locale. It's a larger house. It is a very empty house. I can hear an echo, so hopefully my brand new microphone will fix all of that. That's also another reason you have not gotten a podcast recently, is I had to order a new microphone and wait for that to be delivered. So I am up and running with new equipment in a new space. I've moved into my own house. I'm pretty excited about that. Not like bought a house, but I'm renting my own house and I'm living here by myself, which is fantastic. Nobody cares if the kitchen is filled with dye pots. If I am dyeing, then nobody's obviously cooking, so it's been great for the business. You also know that Fiber Frolic came and went, and it was awesome, so I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. I do have a little knitting. It's been so long that there is some knitting due to moving, working like a crazy person. Fiber Frolic, it's not as much as I would like. So go through all of that. I'm going to start off this here super caffeinated, dreary, rainy Wednesday in Maine off with a little administration. So if you are new and you don't already know, we do have a Ravelry group. That's the Maddfuzzy Podcast group. Sorry again for being the worst moderator ever. I honestly didn't even look at it before I started this podcast, but at least you folks are good. So if you do want to go over there, join the group, introduce yourself in the introductions thread, join in on our singular knit along, which is Skeindeer All Year. Use the hashtag Skeindeer All Year, KAL, on Instagram if you would like. We have the quarterly prizes that will be drawn. We have the grand prize that will be drawn. So yeah. Keep on knitting those Skeindeer patterns. And if you're not on the Skeindeer train or you have no idea what I'm talking about, Ellie of Skeindeer Knits is one of my absolutely favorite designers. She is beyond fabulous. Her designs are, they're accessible, they're easy to get you into color work. She writes her patterns really well, and I wanted to do a year-long celebration of all that is Ellie and do a cal and have some fun with it. And maybe knit something for my own cal. I don't know. It's been bad. None of that is Skeindeer. None of it. None. But as far as prizes for this amazing and wonderful cal, the more you knit, the more you can win. And Lynn of Lynn's Fine Yarn, we had talked about her before. She donated a gorgeous skein set, 3 skeins and a gradient that I'm going to give away as probably one of the grand prizes. Or one of the later quarterly ones once we get some more entries in there. But she was so kind and donated another prize. Lynn, you are too kind. You're amazing. So she donated something that's near and dear to my heart, which is a sock set. So I'm going to grab that. Pardons the crinkle. So Lynn sent these gorgeous sock sets. One for me, one for you. And they're pink. Isn't that great? It's like a vibrant pink. Sorry about the lighting situation today. New space, new home. No real actual direct sunlight anywhere in my house, which is it's great for, keeping it cool all summer long. But I've got the ring light going and I feel kind of ghostly, and I'm sure this skein of yarn feels very reflective. So there is this from Lynn. I also wanted to tell you something cool that she's up to. So Hook and Needle in Spokane, Washington is having this anniversary celebration, and they are doing a trunk show July 2nd through the 6th. So they are having a different dyer. They're showcasing a different dyer every day. And Lynn is going to kick it off on July 2nd. So if you want to purchase these yarns in person, or you want to meet Lynn, or you just want to check out a really cool yarn shop, I highly recommend stopping by it's Hook and Needle in Spokane, Washington. So if you're in that neighborhood, July 2nd through the 6th. So thank you so much, Lynn, for your prize donation. And we'll be drawing our second quarter prize very soon here. So I'm excited to get that up. Hoping to be recording more podcasts. It's nice to live alone. I can kind of make my own schedule. I took a little time off this morning because I've been working like a dog. And I'm just going to do some yarny things. I'm going to film this, and then I'm going to go bartend tonight. Yay, I do love that. So enough about all the shenanigans. Oh, one more shenan. Sorry. If you do want to follow the podcast and the Yarn Company on Instagram, I do have an Instagram. It's at Maddfuzzy, and I really do use that the most. I'll announce shop updates. I'll show you new colorways, kind of what I'm doing. So definitely follow that. Feel free to email the podcast as well. It's maddfuzzy@gmail.com. And oh shoot, I had one more thing I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, we have an e-newsletter now, and you can sign up for that through, I'll put a link down in the description. There's a link on my link tree in Instagram. So you can go over there. I'm offering free shipping when you sign up. So when you put your email in and all that doodly-doo, it'll give you a code. And if you put that code in when you're checking out, you'll get free shipping. So thanks for signing up for the e-newsletter. I'll be hopefully sending out my second e-newsletter here soon, letting you know what's going to be in a shop update that's going to come hopefully later this week. I'm going to try to get all the photographs done today and edit them throughout the week. And I'll get a little bit more yarn up in the shop. There is yarn in the shop. I'm kind of staggering my stock from Fiber Frolic just because it's a lot to get it all photographed and up for me right now. I'm working 2 jobs, including the dye business. So I'm just kind of time managing right now, trying to if I do a little every day, I'll make it there eventually. So check out the shop, follow the Instagram, and you'll find out when I add new stuff for sure. Oh, and of course, subscribe to the e-newsletter. Awesome. So that is all the administrative stuff. So, words. I haven't talked to anyone today. Just you guys. So, yeah, my tongue and my teeth are not really working too well. But I have had coffee. All right, into the knitting. I have no idea what I talked about before. I have no idea what I finished. I've sent socks to people. I've given socks to people. So we're just going to kind of go through what I currently have. If you were wondering about what happened to a certain something, I have no idea. So message me, put a comment down below. I'll see if I can't draw it out of my memories somewhere. So my first thing is new to you, and it is a half finished object. Yay! And it's a sock. So I was working on a pair of socks. They're kind of my only socks on my needles, and I went to Fiber Frolic, and I was knitting with Regia yarn at Fiber Frolic and selling mine. So I went home the next day and was like, I've dyed everything. It's there. There's nothing more I can do except for cast on a sock in Maddfuzzy. I am in love with this color. Up here, get out of the shadow of my camera. This is my Villainous colorway. I do have this in the shop right now, actually, but I am just so in love with this color. It was totally my color. It was perfect. I'm really liking the gauge I knitted at. I used a size 1. It's a lot tighter than I had trouble in the past with my gauge with Maddfuzzy, and it's really, this time it worked. And I think that might be that Andy is spinning better yarn for me because he's been doing it so much, and because I'm getting used to knitting with it. But this sock is just perfect. It's the epitome of everything I wanted Maddfuzzy to be. Yeah, and it's on my Pretty Tough base, so that has that Firestar nylon, which I love. And I went down to 60 stitches because I knew it was going to be big. It always is with my yarn, and it fits perfectly. So this is a 60 stitch sock on size 1s, and I'm in love. So as far as it's made, I know. I've moved and I have sock blockers, right? I'm getting my life together. Don't you kids worry about me. Solving all my problems. All right, and except for this small yarn knot I have here. All right, the second sock. Not too big, but definitely there. So I've been working on that at farmers markets. You know, that season has started. I do 2 to 3 of them a week. So I'm getting some sock knitting done. My next work in progress is I believe another sock you haven't seen. It's just the day of new socks. This is living in my 3 bags full mushroom bag, which I love. It's still one of my favorites. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm still using my wonderful Christmas Advent bag. Thank you. You're amazing. I love it. So, in this one is a sock that really just needs some toe decreases. This is a Regia Arnie and Carlos. I don't think it's a perfect. I think it's just their regular. But I saw this. I went to a new yarn shop. There's a town called Skowhegan, and believe it or not, it's fairly close to me. And they have a yarn shop that people were saying was really good. So I went up there and checked it out. And they're really excited about Maddfuzzy, which is always nice. I like meeting a shop owner that kind of knows what I'm trying to do. And they wanted to do some trunk shows later on, which I'm definitely going to be in touch with them. And I bought this ball because I had never seen this color before. It's a lot of fun. And of course, the heel flap and gusset. So I think that's what wears best. It's not my favorite to make, but I think it wears best. And yeah, I just got to do toe decreases. But I got so caught up on my Maddfuzzy sock that I haven't done those yet. So I'm pretty excited about that sock. I am using my signature needles for this one. I do like signatures. I've told y'all before about my feelings on how much they cost, but as a gift, they are super nice. Super nice. All right, let's see. What else do I have to talk about? Do you guys remember that baby sweater I was making? Don't worry, she lives in Texas. She's not going to need this for a while. But I've been kind of working on it. And by kind of working on it, I mean just making tiny sleeves. That's what you got to do, right? You got to make the sleeves and then you join them all together and then there'll be a color work yoke and it's like magic. But I've got one finished sleeve just hanging out on some needles. And I'm like that far on the other ones, so we're booking. Again, this is String Theory. They are no longer dyeing. She sold off her yarn mobile and everything. But it was a merino and cashmere blend that I knew was never going to be socks. I love the color. Clearly the base had a dark fiber in it because you can see the darker halo from the cashmere, I'm guessing. And it just made this gorgeous tone in the blue. And of course my light is not making it very true. It's a lot more turquoisey than indigo. It's showing up on my screen pretty indigo, but it's definitely turquoisey. And it's got this great hue to it of the dark, but I knew I was never going to make socks out of it. I mean, they would be so pilly. They'd be the softest things ever, but they would be so pilly. So I'm going to make a really cute baby sweater, and she's kind of a fashionista, so she gets hand wash only. So I don't feel too bad sending her a cashmere sweater for her baby. She's one of those girls. She would totally dress her kid in cashmere, and she'd hand wash it every time because she's amazing. She's that kind of person that like runs in heels. I'm not one of those people, and when I see a graceful gazelle running in heels like across cobblestones, go to Europe, watch those women go vroom. Yeah, I'm impressed. I would have twisted my ankle 4 blocks back and been like crawling there. But kudos to you and her, which is why she gets cashmere. Shamelessly giving her cashmere for a baby. Yeah, this is in my bag I bought in Seattle with it's waterproof. I love it. All right. Moving on. What else do I have to show you? Oh, I just have like a giant pile over there. But every time I go, you get to see my stash. So I guess that's not so bad. I've been sitting and working on my Thalia shawl, which after 11 pages of chevron, here, let me show you. After 11, I have been doing this chevron forever. And lace chevron, I'm sure you all know this. I learned this. There's a lot of instructions. It's like yarn overs and knit this many and follow the bouncing ball. So I am like 5 lines from being at the end of the chevron, and then I get to do some really cool patterning and then some like arrow things on the outside, which I'm really excited to get into because it's been like 8 pages of chevron. Like, this is the most complicated pattern I have ever done. I'm sure it is not very complicated. I knit socks. Hi, my name is Marta. I knit socks. But my yarn and this shawl, I'm so excited. It's gonna be perfect this winter. And now that I only have 5 rows left of the chevron, I'll probably actually finish it before winter. And this is my countryside colorway. This is on my Old World DK base. I have this in the shop. Not necessarily in this color at the moment, but that might be in the next update. But it's getting bigger. Yeah, we're getting there. We're trucking away. Yeah, I told you I did not have a lot of knitting time because that's all that I've been working on. That's it. Been doing a lot of other things and just kind of like putting a few rows on something at the end of the night or at a farmer's market. So that's where I'm at. I want to talk to you a little bit about Fiber Frolic. So if you were only here for the actual knitting, that's it. Thank you very much for the world's shortest episode ever. But if you're going to stick around, I'll talk to you a little bit about Fiber Frolic, and I'll show you this yarn behind me. That's my shop. Well, a collection of the colors in my shop. Fiber Frolic was awesome. Oh my goodness. Saturday was a great day. Sunday was rainy and slow. However, I had asked 2 of my friends, Emily, which is from Maine with Love, or is it with Love from Maine? Oh, Emily, I do this to you every time, but I know you don't watch my podcast, so I'll link her down there. So if you want to check her out, she is a pattern designer and blogger and a good friend of mine and has a gorgeous Instagram. And she was my booth girl on Saturday. She was amazing and wonderful. And then on Sunday, my friend Jillian joined me, and she is Redgate Farm, which is a really cute farm out in Cushing. So if you want to check her out, she also has a really nice Instagram. I'll link that down there as well, so you can just click the button, go see what I'm talking about. It was just nice, you know, when there wasn't a lot of people, I could chat, we could catch up. I haven't seen these ladies in a while. Cushing's a ways from me, so I don't get to see her a whole heck of a lot. So that was nice. I met a lot of people that I always wanted to meet, like Rachel from On the Round. We were in circles that should have overlapped, but we never did. So that was really awesome. It was great to meet her. She's working on an amazing sweater with my yarn. Like, she's doing it as the color work. Oh, it's so awesome. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you. And I look forward to, me and Mid-Coast Yarn Dyers together. I'm sure our paths will cross again. What else? Oh, I bought a couple of items, which you got to do. I went shopping a little bit more on Sunday than I should have because it was so dead. Yeah, and I guess I'll show you what I purchased. So this is for my next big cast on, which is going to be a sweater, and it's going to be a sweater out of my yarn. But when you're thinking of a project, you got to have the right bag, right? So, Pink Deer. Shut up. Yeah, I know. Like, it is this fluorescent in IRL. And of course, you've got, I love it when they do this. I do stand and knit. I do. And people look at me like I'm a crazy person, but it's a nice zipper bag. It's really heavily lined, so it's nice and stiff, nice and sturdy. This is a shop called, oh my God, Allegheny Fiber Arts out of Bradford, Pennsylvania. Focus in on that. I'll, of course, link to all the good stuff down below, too, so you can't actually read that card. It's down there. It's got this gorgeous hot pink lining, and I'm in love with it. My favorite thing about it, I'm going to pull out the yarn, is that it's got a divider, because I'm going to be alternating skeins. So, yeah, really happy with this bag. It was one of those I circled, and if it was going to be there, if it was still there, I was going to get it, because she was just right on the other side of me. Oh, if it's still there, I'll get it. And it was still there on Sunday, so I got it. And fun fact, there are 2 Caitlin Hunters in this world. There is Caitlin Hunter, I'm sure there's more, but there's Caitlin Hunter, the pattern designer, and then there's Caitlin Hunter, the amazing goat cheese maker in Appleton, Maine. Appleton Creamery. If you'd like to check them out, they are on Instagram as well, and you should try their cheese. But Caitlin, she is sort of a maternal figure to a lot of us younger market goers, and she's kind of sort of preached the etiquette of farmers markets and the community that we build there and whatnot, and her motto is never say no to a trade. So when some beautiful woman came by looking at my yarn and asked if I wanted to trade for some merino and angora, I didn't say no, because you never say no to a trade. I wandered over to her booth, and yeah, I picked out these 2 gorgeous skeins, and they are going to be a color workout. That's like, I want this near my face. I want this all winter long. This gorgeous kind of lavender and then a nice teal. And oh my, this is what butter kittens feels like. It's amazing. It's plump. It's delicious. You see, I am not a soft yarn like snob. It's not all rustic. It's not all East Frisian and long wearing. Like, there's a place for merino and angora. It is not on my feet. It is definitely right here. Yeah. So, I'm going to make a color workout. I think I know which one I'm going to make. But when I get all that knitting time back, I will cast it on. It's not anytime soon, guys. Maine it's all about them tourists. They come in and restaurants are full. The schooners come into the harbor in Camden. There's boat tours all day. It is literally a make your money while it's summer kind of a state. And so I've bumped up my hours at the bar I work at. I have bumped up my hours at the creamery I work at, because we're now doing 5 farmers markets a week instead of 1. We just need more product. The stores have more people buying products. So I've just been working and just telling myself, it'll be really nice to sit back, knit, and not have to worry about money this winter. So I just got to keep going, which means podcasts will probably be a little less. Knitting will be a little less. I will do my best, but I have a chance to be totally debt-free by the end of the summer. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to invest that into my business. So, sorry, not sorry. I'm going to kill it this summer, and we're going to have a great time. And I'll probably talk to you all a lot more this winter when I'm rich and kicking back with a cup of cocoa and knitting for days on end, right? Hopes and dreams. So let's see, what else do I got going on? I think that's all for my acquisitions. I did buy some Wee One stitch markers, but I left them yonder. So I'll show you those when I do put them on a project. Spoiler, they're trash pandas. Yeah, I got raccoon stitch markers, and they're adorable because they're Wee Ones. And because I'm talking about Wee Ones, I'm going to link it down there. You may remember my small white dog stitch markers I bought the year before. So check them out. And I'll show you those later. But we got to keep moving. I have to actually do some meat deliveries, then I have to go to work. So we're going to press on with less interruptions maybe. No. I'm feeling chatty. It's got to be that coffee. And the fact that I now work and live alone. All right, I'm going to grab this yarn. Oh my, almost lost it. You see the surprise face? So let's talk about what I have in my shop, shall we? And this is, of course, what I have currently listed at the moment, but I am going to be adding more. Look to Instagram. So the first one I have there is Prairie Sunrise, or Sunset, Prairie Sunset. You know what? I am going to try to do something because this is not working. I'm going to just move my light over a smidge. Bear with me. I'll be right back. Let's see, did that fix anything? I don't know. We'll see. All right, yarn back up. Actually, I kind of like this a little better. It gives me a little bit of mood lighting. I'm dangerous. No, this is ridiculous. Back to this crap. I promised you no distractions. Yes, that is much better. So this is Prairie Sunset. It's just this gorgeous orange, and there's some pinks and purples in there. So I have one of these left in the shop. I will be dyeing it again, hopefully. It kind of was a one of a kind, but I think I should be able to reproduce it. It was just kind of a mix-up. I thought one pot was one thing and one pot was the other. I'm human. I'll admit my mistakes. So let's see what else we got here. This is Pure Romance. This is a new color. A couple of these skeins up there. It's a gorgeous red and pink, some grays. So there's that. Returning is the chain. Yes, I brought the chain back. I love it. It's a peachy kind of base with all kinds of speckles. So I have that one. Let's see. Kickin' Chicken. I actually have a sweater quantity of this. And it is this kind of brown with purples, oranges. I was going to make myself a sweater. And I still think I am, like a flax light out of it. Because I do have quite a few skeins. So, yeah, I've got that one. If you're looking for a lovely brown autumnal? Oh, you just found a word I can't say. Autumnal colors. Yeah. Maybe we'll be editing this out. You never know. All right, next one is Tahiti Sky. And it is a pale turquoise with speckles of bright turquoise and blue. So we have that one in the shop. That's a new color as well. As I said, I have Villainous. This is what it looks like in the skein. So that's the color I'm doing my sock out of. I do have Villainous all dyed up. I have King of the North, which I love Game of Thrones. I do. I'm also very happy with the ending of it. After reading the books and all the lore, I guess you're gonna get a little opinion. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out. Not gonna say anymore. But here's King of the North. A lovely gray with speckles. Oh, twist it over here. And then I have Moonlight Dip. Which I also have it listed on DK, if you're interested. I've got some more Countryside. It's only on my fingering weight. I did tweak the color. I ran out of one of the dyes that I used for it, and I was switching brands. So it's a little bit different, which it has been for a while, but it's definitely different than my shawl. But there's those grays. And I forgot to mention, I actually did a whole send out to a lot of podcasters recently. I sent out some yarn for them to try and to see what they thought. And a couple people are knitting with it. So like, the knitting expat, she's knitting some socks out of Gypsy Queen. And let's see, Chevy's. Hope you cast that back on, Chevy. She frogged recently a Sister Golden Hair Surprise socks. Understandably, that toe was a little pointy, but you better cast it back on. Winter is coming. Ooh, I just did another Game of Thrones thing. All right. And who else? There's one more. Oh, Treehouse Knits. She cranked up a set of socks on her sock machine out of Cutler Coast. And I was just like, no way is that color. It was amazing. I'm only one person. I dye a lot more colors than I can obviously knit, which is why I encourage you all to share so much. Because I don't see all my colors knit up. I don't know what some of them look like. And Cutler Coast, that looked so cool. So if you're not subscribed to Treehouse Knits, you should. Go check her out. Wonderful podcast. If you're not subscribed to The Knitting Expat, you should. Wonderful podcast. If you're not subscribed to Chevy Rel's stuff, or I guess it's just Chevy's stuff. Is it Chevy Rel's stuff? You should, because she's awesome. Totally awesome. A couple other people did a review. The Crazy Sock Lady did. So if you are not following Kay, you should. The Crazy Sock Lady is awesome. I may have gone a little crazy on her patterns recently, and you'll be seeing a lot of her designs coming up in socks for me because she designs some nice socks. So that was another one that gave me a great review. Oh, and then the Fat Squirrel Speaks. So Amy Beth, she's not currently knitting with it, but definitely gave Maddfuzzy some love on her podcast. So if you're not watching any of those ladies, you definitely should. Check them out. They do great podcasts. I love them. I watch them regularly. So, yeah. Back to the yarn parade. I only have one left. It's the caboose here, which is Sister Golden Hair Surprise in all of its goldeny and surprisey goodness. So it's got those, focus on the yarn, please. It's got all those little speckles and the nice goldy color. So that's what's currently in the shop. Hopefully I'll get this video on the computer, and then I will be photographing more yarn going in the shop for all of you. So that is the end of that. I got just a few minutes left, so I'm just gonna kind of tell you everything's good. I'm loving the new house, loving the new digs. I've kind of been telling you all about my life as we've been leading up. But I'm hoping next Monday to head up to the mill. I got a bunch of fleeces skirted at Fuzzy Udder. Actually, all of her white fleeces. There's only a handful of lamb's wool and her ram and some colored fleeces left. So I need to kind of branch out. But I'll have a good size milling going up there next week. And I should have it probably mid-July. I'm doing a bunch of Clune Forest, which I'm pretty excited about. I've got some Icelandic cross that I'm going to talk to Andy about using and what we can do with it, and see what kind of fun new yarns I can add to Maddfuzzy. I'm trying to sign up for a couple more fiber festivals, so applying to Machias. I think I'm doing a trunk show with On the Round, so that's going to be nice. And there's some cool things happening for Maddfuzzy. I am squeezing the business in, as life is getting more and more complicated, but I have to get about my day today. I thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to all of you. I love sitting down here and being able to chat with you. So yeah, I hope you're in touch. I hope you leave comments. If you like the videos, of course, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. It does really help, believe it or not. And head on over to Instagram, follow there, and check out the shop, all that good stuff. And as always, enjoy your knitting, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.